Hello everyone, it's Picasim again. This time I'm just going to show you a short clip here of my fishing area that I'll be doing. This won't actually be in this episode, but I'm breaking this up into a 3 or 4 part episode because it's a very long day and I don't have enough room on my tablet, basically, this internal storage, to do really long videos, so I have to sort of chop them up a bit. But here we go. This is the sort of terrain that I'm fishing in. I'll be fishing it as the tide's coming up. I'll be over the mud bank on the left hand side, which is just there. That'll be sort of the first half of the day. Fishing all the way along by the yachts and also down the main sort of little channel where you can see the main marker buoy dead in front now. So if you like what you see, don't forget to hit the like, the notification and the subscription button. Subscription's free, it's just like adding me to your favourites, that's all.
So here we go then. At the harbour, against the tide, loads of weed. Fingers crossed, huh? Okay, coming up to the first sort of mark that I'd like to fish. It's very shallow at the moment. It's only about 3 foot, I suppose, something like that. But you know, a bass only needs a foot, doesn't it? So here we go. Pull up to the buoy. God, this is so easy. I've had to do nothing. Speed it up a bit. Right, now this is one of the moorings I used to have when I was a nipper. Long time ago. Cool. And there it is. Okay, let's tie her up. Just a simple loop. Not as close as you can see that, but and then just a simple loop around the cleat port that I use. Hopefully that's the last time I have to bend round. Oh. Still recording. Oh, glasses off. Hat off. Oh, blimey. Water's about 16 degrees at the moment, but it's about 23 degrees, something like that. 2nd of September, somewhere around that time. Yeah. Hot. But I'm out. Haven't had to wander up and down the beach or up and down a river with lots of tackle, anything like that. It's been great. Just open up the van, pull it out, be there. Okay, I'll set up then. There's some absolutely lovely boats around here. Some really old school sailing boats. It's an old fishing village. And there's some slow down. Slow down. Thank you. I'm only little. Thank you. Right, so first of all I'm going to try a flounder spoon, believe it or not, in the middle of summer, well actually beginning of September. I like a slightly longer trace. My mates like, well, Pete likes a shorter trace, I think quite butted up if I remember rightly. Might be the opposite. But I like a decent long trace because I like to leave mine on the ground, on the floor, stationary occasionally. I'll show you the tip wobble and a bit of a tip for you as well, because flounder spoon, massive clip, swivel, ring, spoon, swivel clip, can't have enough swivels on it, adds weight and stops tangles and line to it, especially when I'm using braid, which is £30. So that's straight through to that. So it's a tough braid spider wire. So it's actually, it's only got the thickness of about £8 line, so £10 line. So it's so much stronger and a lot easier to use, you know. So here we go. I'll show you if you can, in fact, I'll show you some video in a bit, underwater footage of it working, and we'll go from there. Wish me luck, won't you? Let's hope this ragworm's okay. Hello. All right. Hello, bud. All right. Oh, you're not wrong. Right, now this is a ragworm. This is a local harbour rag. It's got a pair of claws on it that pop out and bite you and nick you sometimes. You find them in the mud mixed with a bit of gravel normally. Very wriggly. So we'll use one of those. Oh, I've got to correct myself actually. I said it was about 4 years ago putting bait on a hook like this. It was, I'm talking about of my own, not being in someone else's boat or something like that, you know, just fishing on my own. So the tide's coming up. We're about 2.5 hours before high tide, maybe, yeah, 2.5 hours, something like that. So what I'll do, the tide's coming in this way. So what I will be doing is casting slightly upstream, hoping not to get a snag. It does happen though. And this is my first few casts with this braid. So I've got to be careful, because if you don't get the line bedded in and wet, you can get wind knots and things, so we'll see. It's still going down. Oh, there we go, it's just hit the bottom now. So what I do, I don't know if you can see very well there. What I will do, I'll move the rod rest. Let's try that. So, oh, hello. I had a little bite then, believe it or not. Right, so you don't ever let it spin. Just pump it a bit, let it go. It's just hit the bottom. And then you can get this sweet, oh, hello, I'm in. Oh, no. Look, there you go. That was a bite. Just reel in a tiny bit, pick it off the bottom, you see it start to flap. There you go, that was another little nibble. Lift it up, spinning a little bit and it stopped spinning. Now it's sat on the bottom. I like to leave it for a bit. There, so now I've just attracted them a little bit with that spinning action. Stick it in my rod rest. See what happens. Right, so I'll give that another little tweak. It was a bit of a short cast, that one, so I'll give it another go. It's always worth just winding up. Oh, there was a flash then. It's always worth winding up very, very slowly with flounder spoons. Sometimes they, oh, I can see the bass following it. Oh, little bass. Okay, let's give it another go. That cast a lot further that time. Keep the line tight. Watch the tip of the rod. It's still going. There, it's just hit the deck now. We've got a slack line now. But just a little. Just a little wobble. And then it touches the deck. Hello. Alright. Quack quack.
Any luck?
Quack quack. Oh, hello. Yeah.
We scared them into your line.
Oh, good. Oh, carry on. There we go. There we go. We're in. Oh. Yeah. It's only little, but it's a fish. Second cast. Whee! Oh, they come off. Oh, come off. But you know, to be expected. I try to use barbless hooks when I can as well. They're sort of micro barbed actually. Makes a lot of difference to me. Maybe not to you. Who knows? Each to their own, like you said earlier. Tell you what though, it's lovely having the belly boat. Being able to just dip my hands in the water like this. That's great. I've got this feeling I'm going to be asleep in half an hour, so. And that was a terrible cast. Hopefully you can see that rod okay there. How cool's this?
Quick one to fill you in. Keep your eyes open for the nav tower and the Solent. I'm going to do a bit of deep sea fishing, getting a couple of mates to drop me off right in the middle of the ocean.
Actually, I'll show you my setup while I'm in the water if you like as well now. Okay, there's my setup. A little bait tray. Still got the sticker on it. These brilliant little pliers from Amazon, ever so cheap. This could be a bit of a problem. We do have some people being a bit ignorant, to say the least. But hey ho, what can you do? Look at this coming here. I'll tell you what, good time to show you. There's the clearance. Let's see if we can get us round a bit. There we go. I'm going to go coming head on to this little tiny bit of washy. It might get me right in the knackers. See, absolutely fine. Okay, back to the fishing. Just wobbling it again. May have lost the bait this time. Oh, there's a bite actually. No. There you go. Come in. A little tiny bass, I think. Diddler. Oh, it came off, yeah, as per usual. Okay, let's try again. Oh yeah. See what I'm doing? I'm leaving it, it's still flapping, still wobbling. Just touch the bottom now. We'll just leave it a little bit. Now I'll give it a little reel. See, it's wobbling now, the tip. And then I'll leave it just a little bit, get it wobbling. Just wobbling. You feel it sort of digging in, it's worth just tweaking the line a little bit. And that's where the braid comes into its own. Because you get direct contact, you know. So you can feel the snags, that type of thing. bit of weed and nothing else. Oh, it's a nice chunk of ragworm on there, so I'm actually going to leave that, cast it, wibble it a bit. Wibble? Wobble the spoon. Wobble the spoon a bit. A few feet, bring it a few feet, see if I can attract anything nearby. But I cast it out, side onto the current pretty much. And where it's quite shallow, it won't take long to hit the bottom again. You can just see the tip of my rod wobbling. I'm not doing anything, that's it falling through the water column, and it's just hit the bottom now. So I like to just reel it. Can you see the tip wobbling? Looks like a bite sometimes, but now I'm going to leave that where it is. Keep your eyes on the rod for us. Oh, I think I just had a bite then. It can be deceiving. I think I had a bite then, but it can be deceiving with the braid. I'm going to reel it in a tad. That's the squeaking. There's a bite, look. Yeah. Little tiny shoal bass. Oh no.
Were you
Have you got a keel down?
Were you off hailing this morning?
Have you got a keel down?
Only a little one.
Oh, that's good. Off hailing? Oh no, I wish I was. I wish I was. May have nabbed my bait. Got a bit of weed, I know that much. Oh, you got a bass. Just must have caught that on the way up. There we go. Oh, so small. Just hold it by the lip. Ouch! Spiky. Oh, European bass, that is. Tiny little thing. We're hoping to get bigger than that though. Spiky. Popping back. Yeah, well done. There we go, slightly downstream this time. Oh, hello, that was a bite. There we go. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. It's still small. You've got to remember when you're using a flounder spoon, everything feels a bit bigger because of the spoon. You know, it might have come off. It's hard to tell. It doesn't feel like it's come off. There it is. Still tiny, but it's a fush. But it's a fush. So let's get this one off. That one's got a tiny mouth. Ouch, ouch. It's got a tiny mouth, this one. Absolutely tiny. Silver bar. Ouch. Spiky silver bar. Thank you, silver bar. Try again. Very important to slow the line down just towards the last third of the cast. It straightens the hook out and it lands flat sort of on the surface that way, all in a line, because if you let it just hit the water, it just goes down in a clump and the hook can get tangled up all over the place on these spoons and things. Oh, I'm in again. Oh, am I? I was. doing. We're at 100% battery, that's great. Hopefully the wind's, well, there's a lot less wind than my last video. That was terrible. I do apologise about that. I will be getting the proper microphone, clip-on mic, you know, that type of thing, but I've really don't have the budget at all at the moment. Which actually reminds me, I've actually been monetised, finally monetised on YouTube. I haven't got the full monetisation, you know, where you get a bit of a kickback with ads and stuff, but I think if I'm right in saying, I have got to the category where I'm allowed to do super thanks. Can't do super chats because I don't do live streams and things like that so much, but donations with super chat is my first sort of real, I don't know what you'd say, I don't know really, but all I can say is thank you very much, you know, for your support over the years. I've only been doing YouTube since just before, I'm not going to say the word, but you know what I mean, the lockdowns and things, but and it really killed my channel, like I said last time. But and then of course I broke my leg, my ankle and my foot, as you may know or may not know, all at the same time. That put me out for 9 months. So my channel's been terrible. I've not been able to get to the River Thames. I'd love to do some more on the River Thames. A bit more free fishing with great access to the water from your car, free parking, that type of thing. So in the next couple of weeks I'll be doing that, and I'm obviously doing some fishing as well. I'd love to get to Chertsey. I think I've said this before actually. I'd love to get to Chertsey, and I'd love to get to Shepperton Weir as well. That's really what I'm after, you know. But we'll see, won't we? We'll see. That's a nice boat. Lovely harbour boat. It's probably the same 23, 24 foot, something like that. The same as my old boat. Do this set. There's a little bite then. A little bit of a reel in again. Didn't get a bite straight away, so I like to just, there we go. There's, as soon as you reel in and then just, there it goes again. As soon as you reel in and stop, it can really, doesn't scare them at all, you know. Why isn't the spoon wobbling? Aha! Weed, that was a problem. It's not actually so bad today at all, the weed. I'm quite impressed. Oh, so comfy. Yeah, that's a lot better, you see. The line's freeing up now. It's brand new line, so it's freeing up quite nicely now. Give it a bit of a flick just to get the spoon working, and there you go, see the tip wobbling? It's just hit the bottom. So like a little bit of a slow wind, get it wobbling again. Get it wobbling. There's a little wobble, there's a bit more wobble. Sometimes you can set it off the boat when there's enough tide with a weight on it, just in front of it, a bit like a running lead, but with a spoon on. And you can get it right so that the spoon just sits there and occasionally just goes, and then it settles. And it does it again, and you don't actually have to do anything with the right tide and that, you know, a little bit of swell, and that helps to lift everything. There's a little bite. There you go. Oh. It's a bite. It's only small again. A wee nipper. May have come off. They are hard to keep on when you're using a spoon, because the little ones especially, yeah, because you really only want to reel in at a certain rate, or else it spins like crazy, and then you overspin it and you spin your line, and all sorts of other problems can happen, you know. Anyone knows of a little cool box that works really well for ragworm and that type of thing? Just a little one about that size, so I can get a quarter of a pound of ragworm in. That's sort of got a bit bigger than that. That's got some insulation, you know, to stop the sun, because it literally cooks everything. I feel okay with that bag, but so you can see that it hasn't moved, so I have a feeling it may be snagged. Little pop. No, that's okay. Spinning again. There you go. Here we go. We're in. Oh, they're tiny bass. There we go. Yet again. Too small. Pulling the boat round, but it's tiny. Oh, that's a bit better. No, it's not. Is it? Don't know. Oh, they're getting bigger each time. Certainly you can't beat a spoon. I know they're small at the moment. There we go. Getting bigger. Just a little bit. Beautiful fish. Unbelievably beautiful fish, aren't they? Silver bars. Big mouth on them. European bass. Eat anything. Cheese, boilies. That'd be one of my missions actually, is to actually catch on, show you how to catch on squid and trout pellet boilies. So, yeah, there we go. Lovely. Because it makes life a lot cheaper if you can go out with 8 boilies or 10 boilies, that's all you need. Some trout pellet paste, which is what I'll mix up myself. I'll show you that as well one day as well. It's pretty simple. Most people know how to use it, but I'll do a little video on that, I think. Wrapping your weight with trout pellet paste, but there's a certain way you've got to do it really to really get it to stay on there, you know. So, third fish, about a quarter of a pound. I was lucky. What's the next one going to be? I'd be happy with half, 3/4 of a pound would be nice, but an 8 pounder would be wicked. Or a flounder. And there's that wobble again on the tip. So yeah, you just reel up a bit. There you go, and now it's just hit the bottom. It's a bit like sink and draw, you know, with the lures, but with the bait on, you can sort of attract the fish with the lure, with the flounder spoon, get the fish in the area to know where your bait is, especially if the fish isn't downstream of your bait, and it will sense the flicking of the vibrations of the flounder spoon come over a bit, so it can really give you a little bit of an extra bit of, I don't know what the word is really, attraction. That was simple, wasn't it? I've got another bag here that I can put on, another large bag, but if I do that, I'm just sort of struggling a bit with room for the oars. I knew I'd have this problem, that's why I asked to glue all the patches on myself, which I apologise for. I was supposed to do a video on that, on how I glued them, where I glued them, how easy it was, how difficult it was, but I did have a bit of a nightmare with the engine mount, so it took me nearly 2.5–3 months to get the engine mounts patches sorted, because they're on a 45-degree angle, so I couldn't get the purchase to glue them, and I was so worried. In the end I got desperate and I did it. Hot air gun with the glue, let it dry, hot air gunned it, and it worked, but it was so complicated that I physically couldn't film it properly, you know. Right, I'm going to try it to the right hand side of me. It's on a shallow bank that comes up. This is the sort of you can actually walk this. It's a bit of a, it's only about 6 inches deep at low tide, just a sort of a nice wide main flow, you know. It's a main channel. It's tiny, but it can be good, but also safe for the mud flats. But there's been so much weed in the harbour, I don't know how this is going to go. It's only 15 metres to the right, 12 metres to the right. There you go. Spoons hit the bottom. Spoons hit the bottom. Okay, I'll leave that there for a little bit. Keep your eyes on the rod, you never know. Yeah. Right, clean my ancient phone up, Galaxy Note 4, but I absolutely love it. It's only 800 nits, no, 600 nits or something brightness. It's 2016 I think it came out, but it's slow, you know, that type of thing, but I absolutely love it. It's thin, light, and it's the perfect size. So it's got a decent camera on it, so I'm just going to do some filming for TikTok. Right, let's give this a little tweak. Not sure if that's weeded up, or it seems to, it's working really well. You can see the flounder spoon. Just, I'm just going to leave that there for a little bit again. Pop this ragworm out of the sun as much as possible. Nibbling. It's tiny. So we can tempt it up, make it angry. Oh, there's hundreds of fish just following this, literally. Let's put the camera in and show you. Let's see what happens here. See if you can spot any fish. Here we go. So I think you can see what I'm dealing with there with the little tiny fish. There's so many in the harbour. I think they're baby bass. There's probably mullet mixed in occasionally. You do get quite a few sort of white bait, sort of baby mackerel, young mackerel, that type of thing, I think. Okay, let's try again. Out here again this time. Slowing the line down again, letting it sink to the bottom, watching it work. It's wobbling, wobbling, wobbling. That's it. And just a little bit of reeling in. Right, I'll leave that in there now. Do you know what? I think I might move. I'll come back to here. Oh, let me have a little looky. See what the situation's like. Yes, I'm going to go and drift Wicker Bank for a bit, I think. I can leave that there actually, leave that there. Yes. Right, we're going to move. I know it seems silly, but it's high springs at the moment, and there's not often you can really fish Wicker Bank because of the depth. So it's only going to be a couple of 3 foot deep, 4 foot deep probably. So I've got to be careful when I get getting towards there, because there's a lot of logs and stuff sort of poking out underneath the water and stuff. So I'm going to have to be a bit careful, but let's give that a go. Okay. Let's see what happens, shall we? Oh, check the motor. Yep. Try and keep the rope out of the water as much as possible.
So I'll be cutting this video short. I haven't got enough room on my tablet's internal storage, but I hope you enjoyed it. The next one will be out very soon, as soon as I've finished editing it. Don't forget to check me out, subscribe, like, hit the notifications bell. Subscription's free. It's basically adding me to your favourites, that's all it is. I'll also be posting some free fishing again on the River Thames, hopefully in the next couple of weeks or so.